I appreciate that a whole lot. Well, as I mentioned, I had no kids of my own at the time that I wrote that song. Well, since then, my wife went and got herself pregnant. So, you had something to do. Well, I did. I checked the calendar. I was home that weekend, so that was a close one. Anyway, so we've got two wonderful boys at home. The youngest one, 3.5 years old. Anybody that follows my personal Facebook page will know that he is a beautiful handful. Right there, I guarantee you that. He's got more energy than I've ever seen in my life, but it's a wonderful thing in our family. Folks, we're going to introduce another band member and bring him to the microphone. And he's known, certainly his family is known in this area, and of course all across Canada. We're so appreciative of his mother and father for the pioneer work that they did so many years ago and continue to do to bring bluegrass and country music all across Canada. We appreciate that so much. Of course, I'm talking about his parents, Eddie and Rose Poirier. Of course, a lot of you folks know them. Well, Eddie certainly transferred a lot of his musical talents over to his boys, and of course this gentleman here doesn't hold back when it comes to musical talent. And one of the things as a bluegrass band that we appreciate so much as a traditional bluegrass band, that it doesn't matter what song we break into, this guy is right there on top of the beat. He's one of the finest guys we've been able to work with, one of the best bass players we've ever had. He's originally from Moncton, New Brunswick, now makes his home in Lexington, Kentucky. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Terry Poirier!
Thank you very much. First, I have a question. How much Poirier can you handle in 1 month?
Don't ask us.
I got to tell you, this is a true story. Happened last week. As y'all know, me being in Kentucky means I got to fly a lot, which means I stay at airports a lot and do all kinds of flying. Well, I get on a flight from Atlanta to New York. That was one of my connections. And I always like the window seat. So I get on the plane, I sit down in the window seat, thinking I would get a nap. Was I ever wrong? There's a lady and her baby that came and sat right next to me. And before we even left the gate, you wouldn't believe what happened next. She started to feed the baby. With a bottle? No. So here I am, I'm like, what am I going to do now? So this is purely maternal, so I got my hand like this, I don't see nothing, and I'm looking out the window and I'm counting pop rivets on the wing. So this goes on for about 10 minutes. The baby's full, falls asleep. We're at cruise altitude, something like 36,000 feet. Everything's going perfect till 30 minutes before we start to land. Doesn't she start to feed the baby again? So I put my hand there again, counting pop rivets, again on the same wing, hopefully. And she gets through and she looks at me and she says, "You look a little miffed." I said, "As a matter of fact, I am." I said, "Why in the world would you do such a thing like that in public?" She said, "Well, for 2 reasons. Number one, it's so that the baby doesn't get hungry." I said, "Okay, that's understandable." She said, "Number 2, I do it because when we start landing, the air pressure changes and the ears start to hurt." I looked at her, I said, "You mean to tell me that I've been flying now for 3 years and all I've ever done was chew gum?" So I have a new policy now. When I fly, I don't chew gum. She asked, "What do you do?" You don't want to know. Do we have any Bill Monroe fans here? Let's see if you remember this one. This is called Little Georgia Road.